Welcome back to episode 5 of War Machines. As of now, 4 great machines have already punched their ticket into the semifinals, and one of these 8 bots you see here will be the 5th bot to enter into the semifinals. Featured here in Heat E, we lead it off with a nasty vertical spinner bot, Lockjaw, who will take on lifter bot, BreakerBox, both of these being BattleBots competitors. The winner of that fight will take on the winner of the next fight, which includes BattleBot Season 4 competitor Railgun Max, who will take on Snappy, who got 4th place in the first season of BuggleBots and did well in the second season of BuggleBots as well. You wouldn't want to mess around with either of these bots. Next, we see 2 more BattleBot Season 4 competitors as Gigabyte will take on Wanhu. The first round will end with a spinner battle between a destructive horizontal spinner from BattleBots, Ice Wave, who takes on Robot Wars Series 7 champion, Typhoon 2. If this is the first episode you have seen, in each heat, 8 robots compete bracket style for a spot in the semifinals. All fights in the first 2 rounds are single elimination, while the heat final is 2 out of 3. The winner of the heat final will earn a spot in the semifinals. The runner-up of the heat will get the opportunity to compete in the last chance episode, where they will compete for one of 4 wildcard spots back into the semifinals. So, let's now get to the first fight of the episode, where we will see Lockjaw take on BreakerBox. These 2 bots, run by BattleBots veterans. Now here we go. Who will take the first fight of the night? Let the bots battle begin. Lockjaw coming in, nailing a big first shot. Lockjaw moving over towards the rails. They don't want to be there. As now BreakerBox has got him in the corner, using that lifter to their advantage. Lockjaw has got to get out of there. Lockjaw is still landing some hits at that spinner, though, but BreakerBox is showing full control and aggression in that situation. Lockjaw has got to get out of there. Flip after flip by BreakerBox. Now Lockjaw coming in, nailing a big hit of their own. They open up the pits. Looks like they're going to try and put BreakerBox down the pits here, but BreakerBox is not allowing them to do that. BreakerBox just got to keep this pressure going. Another lift by BreakerBox, but now Lockjaw getting underneath BreakerBox, landing some shots on the underbelly of BreakerBox. Another big shot by Lockjaw. Lockjaw now taking control of this fight here. More damage to the underbelly, nearly getting some of the wheels. BreakerBox loses a piece of their front. It's not going to be good if BreakerBox loses more than just that. They just lost their face. BreakerBox losing the face of their lifter. And now off comes the entire lifter. BreakerBox has now lost their weapon. And now they're upside down. Are they high-centered, possibly? Lockjaw coming in for more hits there. There's a shot. BreakerBox right themselves, but now Lockjaw on the attack again. Another flip. BreakerBox is now the one in the corner. And off comes a wheel. BreakerBox losing some of their mobility due to that lost wheel there, but they're not moving in the corner. There's the countdown starting. Another big shot by Lockjaw. But now we got movement from BreakerBox, so the countdown stopped. Now Lockjaw coming in for more big shots at that spinner. The first minute was all BreakerBox, but up until now, Lockjaw has taken complete control, and they're probably in the lead for this fight if this was to go to the judges. More big hits by Lockjaw. BreakerBox is nothing but a push bot now, ever since they lost their lifter. And BreakerBox just hang on, as now they're going down the pits. Now that will be a knockout for Lockjaw, as they will move on to the next round and will take on the winner of our next fight, Railgun Max vs. Snappy. Time to see these 2 bots battle. 2 very different designs here. Let the bot battle begin. Railgun Max coming in with a couple big hits to the underside of Snappy. Railgun Max opens up the pit. Snappy goes flying above Railgun Max here after taking a hit from that spinner. The Egg Beater Spinner Railgun Max proving to be very effective here. Snappy nearly gets a flip in on Railgun Max. More big hits. It sends both bots flying, and it looks like Snappy lost a piece of their lifter. Snappy's got to be careful here. So does Railgun Max, as both of them nearing the pit here. Railgun Max a couple more big shots from their spinner. Snappy inching the pit. Railgun Max trying to do that one push. Off comes a wheel of Snappy. Railgun Max near the pit, and down the pit go both bots. But since it was obvious that Railgun Max is the first one down the pit, the victory will go to Snappy, who will move on to the next round and take on Lockjaw. Who will win in our next fight? Gigabyte or Wanhoo? Two great spinner bots entering the ring here. And let's get this underway. Let the bot battle begin. Both bots getting their weapon up to speed, but the first exchange, Wanhoo wins it as Gigabyte spinning out of control into the corner there. Gigabyte now doing some damage to the top of Wanhoo. Another big weapon-on-weapon shot. Gigabyte flipped over again, but they do self-right at least. Gigabyte nearly getting sent out of the arena, but now landing on top of Wanhoo and causing Wanhoo to lose part of their drum spinner. Wanhoo taking a shot from the floor lifter, and now it's going to be easier for Gigabyte to land a bunch of big shots without getting sent out of control. Wanhoo taking another shot from the floor lifter. Another big hit by Gigabyte, but they're out of control again. Wanhoo's got to get flipped right over again. Even though they can drive upside down, it's going to be harder for them to take control of this fight. So they lost more of their weapon and one of their wedgelets. Gigabyte out of control again. Been out of control for a lot of this fight, but they have seemed to be doing more damage than Wanhoo. Another big hit, and Wanhoo lost their other wedgelet. So now Gigabyte pushing Wanhoo around. Both bots nearing the pit. Gigabyte's got to be careful it doesn't go down the pit. Another big hit. Wanhoo losing more pieces. Another big shot leaves Wanhoo flipped. Another big hit. Gigabyte nearly down. Down goes Gigabyte. Both bots went down, but because Gigabyte happened to go down and hit the floor first, it will be Wanhoo who wins this fight and will move on and take on the winner of our next fight, Icewave and Typhoon 2. Here we go, two destructive spinner bots, Icewave and Typhoon 2. Let the bot battle begin. Typhoon 2 getting their weapon speed, same as Icewave. There's a weapon-on-weapon collision. I expect we're going to see a lot of those in this fight. Wanhoo out of control. Well, how will Icewave take advantage of that? Coming in with that spinner, nailing some big hits. Icewave knocking off the flag of Typhoon 2. It's going to be and one of the teeth of Typhoon 2's spinner. Typhoon 2's got to self-right, and they do, but not before losing some pieces of their bot. So we're approaching a minute into this fight, as Icewave definitely, with that big exchange there, has the lead. More weapon-on-weapon collisions. As said, we're probably going to see a lot of those, knowing these are both full-body horizontal spinners. Well, not exactly full-body, but you get what I mean by that. More weapon-on-weapon collisions. Typhoon 2 trying to get underneath Icewave to push him around, show a little bit of control here. As Typhoon 2, a lot harder to drive without that flag on there. That's proving to be true, as Typhoon 2's trying to get around, avoid the rails of the BattleBot. So now, halfway into this fight, I gotta say Icewave is on top if this fight was to go to the judges. Another big weapon-on-weapon collision that sends Typhoon 2 up in the air a little bit. Typhon 2 needs to avoid the rails there as they ran into them multiple times. Now they got to avoid the spikes that could pop up. Another big hit. Ice Wave clearly getting underneath Typhon 2 due to that wedge. Looks like at some point Ice Wave did lose one of the teeth to their horizontal spinner. So Typhon 2 could come down with a damage point if they go down to the judges. Less than a minute to go here. Ice Wave definitely on top with the points here. Typhon 2's got to get something going. Got to get some big moment here. Ice Wave shots the underbelly of Typhon 2. Typhon 2 can't afford much of that if they want to win this fight. Less than 30 seconds to go here. Typhon 2 needs to hang on for dear life here as Ice Wave just landing a bunch of big blows. More weapon-on-weapon shots from Ice Wave and Typhon 2. 10 seconds to go in this fight. It is looking like this one is going to go to the judges. There's 5 seconds left. And clock hit 0. This fight will go to the judges, as our panel of judges will be scoring this fight on the same way BattleBot scored fights in Season 4, where a bot could get up to 3 points for damage, up to 2 points for aggression, up to 2 points for control. And now for the decision. The winner, by unanimous decision, is Ice Wave. As Ice Wave, I couldn't agree with that fight, as Ice Wave caused a bunch of damage, had more moments than Typhon 2, and now the second round is set, as we will see Lockjaw take on BuggleBot's contender Snappy, and then we'll see Wanhoo and Ice Wave meet. And to lead it off, we'll have Lockjaw take on Snappy. Two excellent drivers in this one. Now these two are about to face off. Let the bot battle begin. Lockjaw getting their weapon speed, clearly winning the ground game as Snappy takes a big shot and gets flipped. Snappy a big lift. Lockjaw nearly getting flipped over there. A couple big hits on Snappy there from that spinner of Lockjaw. More lifts from Snappy. They just can't get the power to get Lockjaw over. There's a flip right there. Excuse what I just said right there. Lockjaw trying not to get turned over here. They're going to open up the pit. Snappy right at the backside, though. Snappy gets another lift in, and Lockjaw's flipped. Lockjaw's got himself right. Get back over. Snappy's got him in the corner. But Lockjaw getting underneath him, continuing to cause mayhem with that vertical spinner. Snappy flips themselves over, though, but easily self-rights. Lockjaw trying to gnaw at the sides of Snappy here. There's a big hit, and part of Snappy's lifter goes flying. Maybe that's part of the top, actually. Either way, though, it's major damage being caused by Lockjaw here. Snappy trying to get another lift and trying to flip Lockjaw over. There goes the face of Snappy. It's going to be a lot harder now for Snappy to be able to flip Lockjaw over, but there's a flip there. As Lockjaw getting pushed into the rails, gets flipped over themselves and trying to turn themselves over because they're more effective the right way up. Snappy coming at them, trying to keep them flipped over. Continue the pressure here. There we go. Lockjaw flipped over again. Lockjaw coming back on the attack there, causing more damage to that spinner. There goes a big hit by Lockjaw. Lockjaw trying to self-right their more effective position. More big hits by Lockjaw. And down the pit goes Snappy, and Lockjaw moves on and will take on the winner of our next fight. Coming up next, two BattleBot spinners, Wanhoo vs. Ice Wave. Two dangerous spinner bots entering the arena here. Who will take it? Let the bot battle begin. Ice Wave getting their weapon up to speed. Couple shots to the sides of Wanhoo. Another big one. Wanhoo needs to be able to get underneath Ice Wave with their forks and their vertical spinner and flip Ice Wave over if they are to win this fight. There goes a piece of Wanhoo's spinner that goes flying. Ice Wave ramming themselves into the rails here. And now Ice Wave pushing around Wanhoo. Big hit there. Ice Wave coming back. Looks like they're gonna open up the pit here. Is their strategy going to be to put Wanhoo into the pit? Both bots, a countdown starting, but now turned off due to there being movement between them both. Ice Wave, big hit, and Ice Wave is flipped. Ice Wave's got to get flipped over quickly if they are to regain control of this fight, and they do. But Wanhoo not doing much better. They're flipped over themselves. They can drive upside down, but it's going to be a lot harder for them to take control of this fight. Ice Wave pushes Wanhoo down the pit. That's a knockout for Ice Wave, and Ice Wave will join Lockjaw in the heat final for tonight. Who will take this one? Who will get the good start and take match one? Be Lockjaw or Ice Wave? Here we go, match one about to begin here. Let the heat final begin. Ice Wave landing a nice shot to start it off, but now Lockjaw getting underneath Ice Wave. Big weapon on weapon shot there. Nearly he flips Ice Wave over. Ice Wave's got to be careful there. Avoid getting flipped there. Now they're flipping Lockjaw over. Lockjaw is not as effective upside down in this game here. Another shot, and Lockjaw's back over, but Ice Wave under pressure, underneath them, dragging them into the corner. Lockjaw nearly getting flipped. They lose a wheel. They also lost a fork within that too. It's going to be harder. It's going to be a little bit harder for them to get underneath Ice Wave, but they flipped Ice Wave over, but Ice Wave does manage to right itself. Lockjaw lost quite a bit of mobility because of losing that wheel, and that's going to make it harder for them. Some big hits from that horizontal spinner of Ice Wave. Just what can Lockjaw do? Lockjaw's struggling here, struggling to get anything going. More pieces, big piece of Lockjaw's vertical spinner comes off. The other fork is off too. Or no, and off comes another wheel, and another part of the weapon of Lockjaw. Lockjaw down to 2 wheels now. Lockjaw's got to get something going as we're approximately halfway through this fight, and Ice Wave is just trashing Lockjaw right now. Lockjaw in the corner. I don't see movement from Lockjaw. I think Ice Wave might have just won this fight. They are hanging back, waiting for the countdown. Ice Wave looks to be the winner of match 1 here, and we'll start off with an early 1-0 lead. A win in the next fight for Ice Wave will result in them winning the heat final here. Lockjaw coming in with their backside, their shield for this fight. Wonder if they're going to use that, try and send Ice Wave out of control here. Leading off with that. Take some punishment. Ice Wave underneath Lockjaw right now. Lockjaw just not able to do much right now with Ice Wave's wedge underneath them. So Lockjaw getting that weapon up to speed. I think they're going to go head on now. Big hit by Lockjaw, aiming with the backside. While they are slowing up the spinner of Ice Wave is getting all the points from that due to them landing the blows there. Ice Wave's got to be careful here. Lockjaw coming out with that spinner. They do lose a piece, though. Ice Wave up against the rails here. Are they stuck? Nope. Now Ice Wave back on its tail. But Lockjaw losing more pieces of that spinner. More weapon-on-weapon exchanges. Lockjaw pushing Ice Wave into the rails again. Ice Wave gotta get something going here. Lockjaw taking big time control of the fight. Off comes a wheel of Ice Wave. Didn't think that was really going to be possible, but Lockjaw just accomplished that. Ice Wave's gotta get that weapon up to speed here. Ice Wave loses a piece of their spinner in that exchange, but Lockjaw's spinner hasn't really been doing much better. Them coming with the shield, but Ice Wave got the better of it there. Lockjaw trying to get some breathing room, ready to come in for another attack. And Ice Wave is flipped. Ice Wave in the corner, flipped over, and I don't see movement out of them. I think this is going to be over here if Lockjaw stays back. The countdown is starting. I think Lockjaw just tied the score up and forced a match 3. Lockjaw's semifinals hopes are very much alive right now. Match 3, winner takes all. The winner takes the whole thing and takes their spot in the semifinals. Starts off with a weapon-on-weapon exchange there. Another big hit, and Lockjaw's flipped over. It looks like Lockjaw's just going to try and go head-on like how they did in the first match. And what they were doing at the end of it. Lockjaw's smoking on one side. While flipped over, Ice Wave just coming up big time here. Knocks off one of the forks on Lockjaw again. Or at least part of one. Ice Wave in full control of the first 30 seconds of this fight here. Lockjaw just hasn't been given an inch, been able to give it a chance to do anything. Big exchange since both bots flying. Ice Wave at least landed right up. Lockjaw trying to self-right here. Another big weapon-on-weapon exchange, and Lockjaw loses part of their spinner. Another nasty shot. More blows, and off comes a big piece of Lockjaw's spinner. That spinner is not much of a spinner anymore here. This is going to be big trouble for Lockjaw if they can't get going here. More shots, and off comes a wheel of Lockjaw. It's the exact same problem they ran into in their first match here. Lockjaw losing parts of their mobility, and that just gave Ice Wave a big chance to do major damage and control the fight. Off comes another wheel. Lockjaw down to 2 wheels again. And now Ice Wave bringing them into the middle of the arena. Ice Wave loses their spinner. This has not happened so far in this heat. But Lockjaw, there ain't much movement from Lockjaw. Ice Wave opens up the pit. But nope, not quite. Looks like they missed the mark a little bit. Going back, they are opening up the pit once again. The countdown has started. Ice Wave is staying back, claiming that they have the semifinal spot. Big push, and down the pit goes Lockjaw. Ice Wave wins this fight and the semifinal spot. Ice Wave wins this one, wins this heat. We will see them again in the semifinals. And Lockjaw, we will see them again as they have the opportunity to fight for a last chance Rumble spot. So, to everybody, thank you for watching this episode here. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode.